Hello peeps, and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger, episode 48. I apologize if this ends up being a short episode. I'm actually in quite a bit of pain tonight. My eye is killing me, but I said I was going to try and record something for you guys, so I'm going to try. So, first thing you might notice is that, well, my diamond drill, or more to the point, my advanced diamond drill, has a new texture. That's because I have updated my texture pack with the latest updates for GregTech and Gravisuit, as well as a couple others. There is one thing that I want to cover before I start building anything this episode, and it is in my frame quarry world. When we go into the frame quarry world, we're going to see we're having some loading issues. And I'm not sure what's causing it, but it did have a rather pronounced effect on something that we did in here. And I have a sneaking suspicion that it's Portal that's causing the problem. If we fly over here to our frame quarry, we got a small problem. That small problem is that my frame quarry actually has been eaten by this bug. It tore apart the frame, it tore apart some of the dig head, it tore apart some of the wiring, it tore apart the circuitry, it almost got all of this stuff. It tore apart the blocks behind the portal, but it didn't get the portal. It tore off the railing. Yeah, it just all sorts of messed this up. So, between episodes, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to come through here, and I am going to rebuild this in creative mode. Now that's not something I normally do, but considering the magnitude of this bug, I think it's only fair. I am also not going to make use of Portal for the time being, because there's something going on with it. At least it almost has to be Portal. I mean, I wasn't having any problems before I installed Portal and started using it, so I can't think of anything else that it could be. This is the stuff that I managed to pick up and salvage when it broke my frame quarry. So we'll come back to that and deal with that later. For right now, what I want to do is I want to get that matter fabricator that I built in place. Now there's one more piece to the circuit that we're going to need before we can do that. We need another type of red power circuit called an RS latch. And if I can find it in here, there it is. The RS latch is 4 wires, 2 anodes, 2 cathodes, and a blank. So let's request that. Let's see, where is our stuff here? There we go. 4 wires, 2 anodes, 2 cathodes, 1 blank. There's our blank, there's that, there's our anodes, there's our cathodes. So, in here, we're going to put our cathodes there. No, it's cathodes on the side. Anodes, there and there. Wires, like that, and blank gets us our RS latch. We're going to take this into the basement of our area over here, and we're going to wire that in. Do I have any red alloy wire? Of course I don't. Why would I have a necessary component for a build? That doesn't help that I'm extremely distracted by this pain in my eye. I'm not sure what it is. I've heard a couple of theories, and I've read a couple of web pages that seem to match my quote-unquote symptoms. But every once in a while when I wake up, it just feels like somebody has stabbed me in the eye with a hot poker. And it lasts for hours upon hours upon hours. I've actually been sleeping most of the day trying to get it to go away, and it's not getting a whole lot better. Anyway, enough belly aching. Let's go ahead and put this thing down. Now what an RS latch does is it acts kind of like a memory cell back from when I did my red power tutorial. it remembers the last input it was given, and it maintains that input. So, right now, if I were to connect this thing over here, using our red alloy wire, it's going to light this up. Now, any further redstone signal that we give this thing isn't going to change the state of that lever, or the state of that latch over there. So we can continue to pulse this as much as we want, nothing's going to happen. If we were to connect this side, though, it's going to switch the state of the latch. Alright? And it's going to remember that input that it was just given, and it's not going to change it, no matter what, until it gets a pulse from the other side. In which case, the latch will change status again. We actually want it to be like that. We're going to connect this here. We're going to connect that there. Now, we need to get 2 more transmitters and 2 more receivers. So, let's go ahead and come into here and let's see, we're going to need a couple of end pearls. Grab 4 of them. We're going to need some more wires and some more blanks. So we're going to need, I think, 4 blanks and 8 wires. Should do it. Put our end pearls up there. Surround those, just like that, to get our ether pearls. On top of the obsidian sticks to get our wireless transceivers. We're going to want 2 receivers, so we need 2 of these stone bowls. That's going to give us our receiver dishes. And then when we put our sticks there, get our wires and our wafers out of there. And we do wire, wire, wafer. That gets us 2 transmitters. Receiver dish on the top gets us 2 receivers. Over in Greg Tech, it's time to grab the bad boy. And in industrial craft, I need to grab a couple of pieces of HV cable, because I need to make a new type of cable. I need to make an EU splitter cable. It is 2 pieces of insulated HV, 2 pieces of redstone, and a lever. So, we've got all the components we need. Lever, redstone, 4x HV gets us our splitter. Now, we're going to need some glass fiber, of which we're running very short on. Let's just make some. That's a really cool texture for some of those gems now. And electrum, we'll grab 16 electrum. We're going to have to make some more electrum soon. Glass, just grab a stack of it. Alright, and glass with electrum, diamonds, gets us a bunch more glass fiber. Let's go over here, and I think I'm going to wire on top of this building is where I'm going to have my matter fabricator. I'm going to have it coming right off of this main line right here. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to bring it right over from here. Sounds like a good idea. We'll just feed this right up to here. Now, right here is where I'm going to want to have my matter fabricator, but I need to bring it up and over because I'm going to have my EU splitter right there. I'm going to have that there, and then right here is where I'm going to have the matter fab. However, I'm not quite ready for it yet. If I were to attach that right now, it would immediately turn on and it would drain all of my power. Not what I want it to do. Instead, I need to grab a piece of stone. I need some red alloy wire, which I have, and I need a redstone torch, which I am very low on, so you know what, I'm not going to be lazy. Let's just grab a piece of redstone and a torch. Ugh. Trying to play Minecraft with one eye. Not good. Alright, we'll fly back up here. And right here, we're going to put our piece of stone. We're going to have a redstone torch underneath that stone. Or on that stone, just like that. Okay? Connected to the stone, we're going to have our wireless receiver. I'm going to run it over this way, though. We're going to have a wireless receiver here, and we're going to set a frequency on this one. We're going to set it to frequency 30, and the name on this frequency is going to be MatterFab on. Alright? So, when this is getting a redstone signal, it will disable the splitter cable. What this is doing, if the splitter cable gets a redstone signal, it will break the connection from the cable. So, as long as this is getting a redstone signal, this cable will not allow EU to pass. Once the redstone signal is removed, it will allow EU to pass, and it will allow MatterFab to work. Let's go ahead and put him down right there. As you can see, he's not getting any power whatsoever. We need to go rig our circuit. And we're going to rig that circuit right off of here. Wireless transmitter. You can see it's getting a redstone signal. So, when we right click on this and we set frequency 30, that is going to turn the redstone signal upstairs on. We're going to see a lot of power flowing out of this system very quickly now, because it is all flowing into our matter fabricator, which is already completely filled with power buffer. Awesome. Oops, no. And we can see we're now recovering power on our MFSU. Why is this thing not making any UU matter for us? Well, there's a good reason. That reason is this thing has to be provided with scrap in order to work. It's not like the mass fab where it just makes it more efficient. It has to have it in order to work. However, you don't have to just use scrap. Scrap is actually relatively inefficient. What are we going to use? Well, we're going to use green sapphire dust. Because green sapphire dust really has no other purpose under GregTech. We have a lot of green sapphires. That means we can make a lot of green sapphire dust. And if we take a look at the uses for a green sapphire, well, you can use it to make tools. It's kind of cool. You can pulverize it to get green sapphire dust, macerate it, compress it, crush it. That's about it. If you take a look at the uses for green sapphire dust, you can see it acts as a 50,000 point amplifier. Scrap is only a 5,000 point amplifier. Scrap boxes are 45,000. Pulverized shiny metal, that's a little more efficient. You can use nickelite, you can use redstone, you can use ender pearl dust, you can use manganese, I guess. I guess that's like the first official use for manganese. You can use uranium dust. Now you can use plutonium dust, and plutonium dust is actually, as far as I know, the most efficient. It's a whopping 2 million point amplifier. So we may eventually switch to using that. But for right now, we don't need to. We're going to come over here and we're going to macerate all of these wonderful green sapphires. And we're going to come over here. And actually, first thing I want to do is I want to check my levels here. Right now I have the upper threshold set to 60% and the lower threshold set to 60%. I'm going to increase this to 70-30. On all of them. I'll explain why in a minute. Soon as I'm done. Alright. 70, 30, 70, 30. There we go. Now the reason why I did that. Right now, when this thing drops below 30% of its maximum power, these things are going to turn red, and they're going to start outputting a redstone signal. When all of them are outputting a redstone signal, that's going to tell the matter fabricator to shut off. So the matter fabricator will shut off when my entire power bank drops below 30%. Most likely that's going to be when the AASU gets below 30%. Alright? Now, I don't want the thing to turn back on and keep it at 30%. I want it to wait. So it is going to wait until it gets back up to 70% to turn back on. Let's fly up here. And let's supply this thing with some scrap. Let's go over here and get it first. We have 6 stacks of green sapphire dust. Let's supply this thing with some green sapphire dust and see what it does, shall we? And see, it quickly burned up all of that power. And our percentage is steadily increasing. So we're actually producing a relatively large amount of power towards UU matter. If we come over here into our tools chest, maybe it's in our industrial craft chest. Oh, where the hell did I put it this time? Miscellaneous? There it is. If we get our EU reader, fly back up here, and we take a power reading off this line, we are going to get a whopping 7,647 EU per tick going into this thing. Because it is pulling simultaneously out of all 10 of our MFSUs plus our AESU. As a result, it's draining power relatively fast. It's not pulling from this one for some reason. Wonder why. Oh well, I guess we'll find out. Actually, which one is that? That's MFSU 1? Is this getting a redstone signal from somewhere? Yeah, we're not draining any power out of that. Kind of curious why. The rest of them are draining power really fast. This one's not. I don't want to mess around with that, because if I mess around with that, I'm going to do some damage, I think. Let's come over to our tools chest. Let's get our electric wrench. See what's going on. Wondering if maybe I have this thing set in the wrong direction. No, apparently not. How about if we just wire that direct? Are we draining power now? Oh yeah, now we're draining power. So there was something going on. Let's try replacing the HV transformer, see what happens. And there we go. Are we losing power or are we gaining power? We're losing it. Okay, good. So that seems to have done the trick. We're now draining substantial amounts of power out of our power banks. If we take a look down here, we're going to see that this AESU control switch, or this MatterFab control switch, is still telling this thing, hey, I have a surplus of power. So go ahead and, just keep pumping. Over here, we're going to set up a second signal. And we're going to set this on frequency 40. And we're going to call this low power. Because this is going to turn on when all of those things emit a redstone signal, which means that this one is going to turn on when we are in desperate need of power. We're going to use this in an episode or two. But, first of all, let's head back to our base and let's work on a new means of generating power. We're going to need a crap load of refined iron for this. So I'm just going to go cook up 9 stacks of refined iron. And, I actually just realized something. We should probably go check on our Greg Tech machinery. Make sure I didn't have anything running, because that MatterFab is going to quite happily gobble up all of the power that it can possibly get out of this system, and it could potentially choke our Greg Tech machines. It could potentially make these things run dry. Let's try it. We'll see if we get a low power warning off of this. I don't think we will, because each one of these has its own transformer, and that transformer should be requesting a packet, and I think transformers are considered higher priority, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, like my AFK box? Alright, how are we doing on power? We're about 60%. 66%. So we're below the upper threshold, but we haven't gone below the lower threshold yet. Once our machines start going below the lower threshold, we'll start seeing some redstone signals light up. I think I actually want to change my AESU's behavior. I think I want to have the AESU hold a minimum of 50%. That way I never run below 50 million power. I'll change it later if I think I don't need that much. Let's make a new toy. Let's make something to help us harness some of the power that we've been hearing from that lightning storm. Let's make a lightning rod. Where is it? There it is. Lightning rod. 4 highly advanced machine blocks. Oh boy. A super condensator, which takes a 5th one. We're going to have enough. Actually, I don't think we have enough. Oh yeah, we do. We need 20 chrome, 20 titanium. Holy crap, this is expensive. So the first thing we need to make is we need to make a super condensator. Super condensator is made with 2 Lapatronic energy orbs. It means we need 16 Lapatron crystals, 4 energy flow circuits, which means we're going to need 2 more, so we need a total of 20 Lapatron crystals. Let's request out of our system 40 electronic circuits. Let's request 20 sapphires and a goodly amount of lapis. Actually, we'll request a little over 2 stacks of that. There we go. And let's clean this out a little bit. So, put that up like that, sapphire in the middle, circuits on both sides, lapitron crystals. Now, I don't have enough yet, but it's okay. 2 iridium plates. First one we're going to use to make a lapitronic energy orb. There's one. Let's go ahead and make the other 10 lapitrons. Alright. Lapitrons around the plate. That's going to give us our second lapitronic energy orb. They don't stack, by the way. In our Greg Tech chest, we have 2 supercondensators that we've had floating around forever that we didn't have a use for. We're about to put them to use. We're going to need 5 total advanced machine blocks. So we're going to need 10 advanced alloy. We're going to need 10 carbon plates. And we'll need some of our refined iron that we just cooked up. Just grab 3 stacks for now. Refined iron in. And actually I don't need that many, so there we go. 5 of you. And some of you. Gives us our advanced machine blocks. And then we put the titanium and the chrome around that. And I always get this one backwards. That gets us our highly advanced. Alright. Supercondensator is almost done. We need 4 energy flow circuits. For that, we need 4 advanced circuits. We're actually going to need a total of 8. Missing electrum. That's great. Gold. Silver. Got at least a couple pieces in there? Yes, we're good. How are we doing on our power reserves? Getting there. Alright, we'll dump these in. That's going to quickly start burning off power in order to create more electrum for us. Back into here. We'll try this again. 8 advanced circuits, please. Now it'll do it for us. And let's grab, let's see, we need platinum. There we go. See, we've already got some platinum and lapis in there. So, lapitron, advanced circuit, platinum gives us these energy control circuit, or energy flow circuits. 4 energy flow circuits, 2 supercondensators, 2 lapitronic energy orbs, gives us our supercondensator. 4 more energy flow circuits, which means we need 4 more lapitron crystals. 8 more U. 4 more U. And some of you. That's going to get us our Lapatrons. Platinum. Advanced circuit. 4 energy flow circuits. 4 highly advanced machine blocks. And the supercondensator gets us our lightning rod. Awesome. But we need a few more things before we can use this. We're going to need a total of 8. Yes, I said 8. HV transformers. So we're going to grab 16 of you. We're going to grab 16 of you. We're going to need 4 advanced circuits. We're going to need 4 diamonds. Those 4 diamonds we're going to transform into energy crystals, just like so. The machine blocks are going to get transformed into MV transformers. The MV transformers are going to get transformed. Oh, I don't have enough. Need 4 more of you. Excuse you. Get down from there. Move your tail, Milo. Grab another stack of this redstone. Take that back out. So much fun trying to do this with a cat who wants attention. And that is going to give us... What did I do wrong? Oh, it's just regular circuits, that's why. Okay, well, that's fine. 8 regular circuits, please. Put you up there. You like that. You there. 8 of you. Makes 8 of you. Milo, go away. Alright. The last thing we need is crapload iron fence. By a crapload, I meant a crapload. Alright. Let's go ahead and put this thing in place. We'll come over here and we'll check our system. Oh, we have a whole bunch of MFSUs that have gone below threshold. And if we take a look in our system down here, we're going to see that this is no longer outputting. Why? The circuit's jammed up somehow. Alright. Let's go ahead and attach that back up. And we're going to have to, I think, break these signals. No, this one is supposed to be on. It's this one that's not. Okay, why is this thing on? And this thing is not. Oh, because I never set these. Huh. Okay, well. Yeah, I was supposed to set these between episodes and I didn't. So I had no way to tell when to turn itself off. That's kind of funny. Alright, well, anyway. This thing here, oh, this is also messed up. that is not supposed to be there. That is supposed to be there. And then this is supposed to be connected here, so that now this is not outputting. That's how that's supposed to be done. I'll have to come back through here off camera and debug the circuit a little more, make sure it's working. Anyway, let's go ahead and set up our lightning rod. We'll mess with that off camera. And then we'll come back and reveal what we've done. Alright, so I'm going to fly up here. And I'm going to figure out where I want to put this lightning rod. I think I actually want to have the lightning rod coming off of the side here. No, not there. Excuse you. Get down from there. Out. Scat. Cat climbing the door. Alright. Let's go ahead and take off of this side here. And we're just going to bring this over 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. And we're going to have this come up. One space. Just like that. 2 spaces. There we go. Off the side of this, we're going to have 4 HV transformers. Just like so. We want the output face of those to be up, or the input face to be up. On top of those, we're going to have 4 more HV transformers, and these we want the input face to be facing in. In the middle of that, we're going to have our lightning rod. Now the lightning rod outputs at quad extreme voltage. It outputs at 8,192 EU per tick. No cable in the game except for super condensator wire can take that. However, you can transform it down. Notice on the bottom here, there's a little gray tick symbol. That's not a valid output face for current. The valid output faces for current on this thing are, if I pull this thing off, the sides. Like that. Which means what we need to do here, and I'm going to actually pull the lightning rod back off to make sure I got this set up correctly. You do not want this thing to blow up. Put the lightning rod back in there. These HV transformers will take that quad extreme voltage and transform it down to extreme voltage. Alright? Then the ones below it will transform the extreme voltage down to HV. And the HV will travel down to our power banks. Now, how much power does this thing produce? Somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 MFSUs worth of power every lightning strike. So, we're talking a serious amount of power here. In order to make sure that you're getting the best chance for lightning strike, you want to have the lightning rod extending up to the build limit. So we need to drag this thing up to 455, or 255. Now at the absolute extreme build limit, we're going to drag it out a little bit and give it a little more of a face. Because the larger the lightning rod, the more chances it'll get struck. You don't want to make it too big, because then you can start running into some lag issues. But I'm thinking 9x9 is probably a pretty good starting size for a lightning rod. I don't think I've got enough fence on me to do that, so I may have to come back and finish this off camera. Nope, not enough fence. But now we'll plummet back down to earth. And let's come over here. Let's grab our iodine capsule out of our forestry chest and let's make it rain. Because with our power generation methods, rain only ever helps us. Rain makes our forms of power more efficient. Let's grab a little more refined iron, finish up our fences. That should be plenty. We should be getting out of here just about in time to see this thing go off. Boom, and it's raining. Let's come back up here. And let's go ahead and take a reading from this wire. See if we've gotten anything yet. Nope, not yet. Fly up here, finish this off. There we go. That's a pretty decent sized lightning rod to start. And we'll kind of lower ourselves back down to earth here. Maybe very rapidly. Oh, hi, creeper. There's a creeper standing on my lightning rod. This is probably not good. I think I need to light this thing. That would have been hilarious if the creeper got hit and got turned into a charged creeper, wouldn't it? Alright, how are we doing on power? Nothing yet. This thing is only going to output power when it gets hit by lightning, so it could be a while. It's not a very efficient form of power. It's not a very stable form of power. But when it goes off, and we got 7 UU matter out of that first run. Nice! Alright, so I think that's enough for this episode. In between episodes, we're going to recharge our power banks, get things caught back up here. We're going to go downstairs and finish programming the shut-off circuit so that it actually knows when to shut itself off. And we're going to... oh, hello. We're going to go rebuild that frame quarry. Like I said, I am going to do it in creative mode. I'm not going to make it any bigger. It's still going to be 8x24 when I'm done. But I think I am going to go back to computerized controls. And I'm definitely not going to use the portals for it anytime soon. I might put a portal receiver platform on it where I can shoot a portal at it. I might put a portal thing on it that I can trigger with a wireless redstone signal so that I can, shoot a portal and then trigger the receiving portal, walk through it and turn it off. But I'm definitely not going to leave the portals running full time. I think that's what caused the problem. Anyway, I rambled on enough. This has been Nightdagger with Let's Play Mod of Minecraft. Between episodes I want to get some work done and we'll come back and have some more fun. I'll catch you guys then.